Welcome back to Families in Action on our local hometown station, AM 1220. I got tongue twisted there for a moment.
Thinking about the song that plays.
Yeah,
we do this every week. We ask the guests, who sings that?
Yeah,
all right.
That would be the Youngbloods.
That's right.
That's who that would be. So, let's pick up right where we left off.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about your son and how he lost his life and all that stuff. Go on, Kim.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it's boy, if you're doing this, if you're listening and you're actually in it, and this is and heroin's part of your life, or opiates in any sense, and though I tell you, just pay attention to the outcome, because it can be very deceiving. You might think it's not going to happen to you, and I really don't think Kelsey
thought it would happen to him.
It would happen to him.
No,
No, we had the conversations. It's don't worry, Mom, don't worry, Dad. It's gonna be fine. I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get this under control, and I don't, I don't think he knew he was going to lose his life that night. That was not a reality to him. It was just one more time.
Yeah, and it certainly was not intentional. You're right. So
one more
yeah.
time.
Do you remember that night?
And then I'm going to be done.
Do you remember that night?
I do. We had an amazing dinner. To this day, I still go back to the same restaurant by myself. Okay, it's my own deal. I have my own thing. My family knows it. Because I remember it very clearly.
Talk us through it.
My husband and I met with Kelsey at a sushi bar, his favorite dinner to have. And I got there after them. They had arrived first. I was on the road traveling. I had just gotten in off a little business trip, and gave him a hug. And he looked at me. I'll never forget the look. I remember the look today, and it was. It was like this look, where have you been? And it was I'm struggling.
Right.
Now, it's clear now what that look was about, but in the physical sense, if you were to see him, he's got weight. He's good. He's got this under control. We didn't realize, that he had gone back into it so heavily. He actually went into injecting it, which was not his original
that was new
program.
That was new for him.
He didn't go into rehab injecting it. He did not. He went in smoking it.
That's the real deal about heroin. In the old days, when we were younger, you thought heroin, and everybody knew, hey, it was the junkie shooting dope in the bathrooms or in the alleys. It's changed now, because it's really turned into what you call a designer drug.
Yeah.
The kids
and the way that kids get introduced to it. Yeah.
I do know this, because I think we all deal with this on many levels. Just society, just in general. But I think one of the reasons why he went into shooting it is because it was easier to hide.
Yeah.
It was easier for him to hide it from my husband and I. Right. And I'll be really honest, he got away with it. He got away with a lot of it right up until that very end, when we noticed a few of the signs, right? We noticed the little cotton balls, and I noticed, now we're paying attention to things. And didn't want to accept that. I personally didn't want to believe that it could have gone to that level. This is just within the last couple weeks of him losing his life.
Right.
And I think it was a lot of fear of us knowing that he was back doing it again.
Yeah.
And I think just the average, we all deal with fears. Addictions come on many, many, many different fronts and levels in this world. But heroin and the opiate drug is, in my opinion, the toughest, and it's the deepest.
And it's also Russian roulette. I was doing an intervention on this kid that's in our rehab now, and he was shooting dope. And here's the deal. there's two outcomes. You're going to shoot dope and eventually lose your life, or you're going to get clean. There's not really a third option when it comes to that kind of drug. It's get clean or lose your life. It's kind of a Russian roulette. When is it going to happen?
Right.
The odds are eventually against you. So
that look that he gave you that night. So we're at dinner, and he gives you a hug, and you said that look, right? If you could, there's a lot behind that, right? A lot behind that, including the now I'm using it. If you only knew, Mom. Almost like I need help, but I don't know how to ask for it. If you only knew, now I'm using it intravenously. And you guys are out to dinner that night, and he gives you that look.
Yeah, and we had just a nice dinner. There wasn't anything crazy about any of it. We went to bed, for us, and I know some of my moms. I know moms that have lost their kids, and some of us have a little tougher stories, and we are each other's best friends when it comes to this stuff. But for us, my husband and I we woke up in our normal lifestyle, and we woke up to Kelsey. Mainly my husband. This was my husband's dealt with a lot.
Yes.
He faced it. He did it. I was having trouble. I had trouble handling the reality that this is real. This is real. Our life is going to change.
So he woke up.
Our life is going to change before
happened?
us, and that was about 6:15 in the morning. His normal, getting Kelsey up. Kelsey was working at the time, and woke up, and Kelsey was in the backyard, in overdose state, and probably had lost his life sometime between midnight and 2 a.m. So he's going to do it one last time. I know what he was thinking. I'm going to do it one last time, and this is it, and then I'm not going to do it again because he had his family there.
Kim, how many one last time funerals I've been to?
Yeah.
I can't tell you, and I can't imagine how horrible that day was for you. I can imagine police and ambulances and coroners, and it must have been horrible.
It's not. Yeah, I won't. You don't forget it, and you have to take everything that you've experienced. I'm going to take everything that I've experienced, all the bad stuff, including the sound of the gurney. For me, it's the sound of the gurney going through the pebbles. We have this backyard that's got a little entrance to it, and the sound of the gurney going through the pebbles. I'll never forget it. In my head, that sound will never go away. But I'm going to take. I'm taking that. The adverse side of that, and I'll tell my story. I will tell as a mom to help
save other people. Hey, Garrett, you know what? He didn't die in vain. I promise you that. Do me a favor, Garrett. Give her a hug. Bob, take us some break.
So we'll be right back. This is Families in Action, brought to you on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS.
Welcome back to Families in Action on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. I'm Cary Quashen. We got Kim and Garrett here. And you know what? As I posted on Facebook earlier, that people should listen because this is a very courageous thing for you to do. Before we went on break, we were talking about the night that you lost one of your children to the drug. And before we finish that, I also want to get the phone lines open. It's 661-298-5487. That's 661-298-5487. If you have something you would like to share with us or talk to Kim or Garrett about, please call. We might put you on hold for a minute, but you'll get on the air. Kim, anything else you want to share about that day?
You were talking about the dynamics of that day and some of the experiences, and the one thing that I really want to kind of get across is that a couple things is there was a lot going on, and the things that stand out in my mind, I'll hang on to those things that to help make a difference in somebody else's life for my own personal reasons. But one of the kind of really, really dramatic things that took place with us is, you have all the officials come. You have the fire department. You have all the investigation because they need to find out what happened.
Yes.
Well, they came in. They went through Kelsey's room. Went through our home. Couldn't find anything. Literally, like no paraphernalia. No. They went through everything. And even physically on Kelsey, there was nothing.
Right.
There was no needles. You think it's gonna be a needle laying right next to him and or a person. This wasn't reality. This was a very hidden, very mastered agenda that Kelsey had in keeping it concealed, keeping what was happening concealed, and it's just it's one of those areas that even to this day we don't even know if somebody was with him. Yeah. This is something that really comes to my mind. Was somebody there with him, and could somebody have done something? And my amazing Chrissy. Right. Mom, Chrissy McAfee. She's
one of our heroes here in Santa Clarita. Yes,
my hero.
And just to put it out there, that there is there's a new law out. It's been out for a couple of years now, called the Good Samaritan law, that if you call 911 because somebody is overdosing or having a bad experience with drugs and alcohol, that you won't be prosecuted yourself. You won't be held liable yourself. So it's important for us to know that, because
even if you have drugs on you,
because most of the time there are other people getting high with the person, but most of the time they find them alone. Mm-hmm. And so that's important for us.
So please don't be afraid.
There may have been somebody else there.
Don't be afraid to dial 911 if somebody's in trouble.
Right.
I want to come back to you, and I want to get to you, Garrett, but I know we have a caller, so I want to grab the caller. So let's put our headphones on if I can figure out how to. This thing is kind of twisted here. So let me figure this out. And there we go. And I think we have Blake on the phone. That's what they written me. Blake, you're on the air.
I am. How's it going, everybody?
Good. So what's going on, sir?
Well, I just want to share a little bit of my story. I actually want to say hello to Kim. I grew up with your son. I was a family friend. And Cameron also. I attended the funeral, and we all miss him. It's sad what happened, and my story's kind of the same as Kelsey's. That it started with the pills, and then eventually the availability in Santa Clarita, the heroin hit our whole town at once, and it just gradually, grew from there.
Yeah.
And what's going on with you?
To say the least, huh?
Well, with me, I've been in and out of the program. I've been clean and not clean for many years. I just actually had a relapse myself after being clean for 6 months. I just had a daughter. DCFS is involved. This drug is destroying my life and my family's life and the people around me, the closest ones to me. And I'm tired of it,
Yeah. As we were saying a little bit ago, and Kim or Garrett, you can jump in if you want. You're playing Russian roulette. It's either you're going to get clean, or eventually you're going to get dead. And how old's your daughter?
Blake, how old's your daughter?
I think we lost her.
Yeah, we did.
Well, you can call back, but here's the deal. It's kind of one of those kind of things where it really is.
Bob?
You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, you were gone for a second. We were saying that it's a Russian roulette deal, Blake.
Right.
It's either you're going to get clean, or eventually you're going to take one of them hot shots that's going to kill you.
I understand. I mean, and I've actually been in, Henry Mayo, Santa Clarita's hospital a few times myself, a handful, about 3 or 4 times from overdoses. And like you were saying, it is, you never know when it's going to happen. I've just woke up in there myself a few times, and it's a deadly drug, and I honestly wish it wasn't around. I wish I could stay clean myself and help other people, but as of right now, I'm the one dealing with it, and so are many people like Kelsey.
So as of right now, you're strung out.
Yes.
So I'll tell you what, after this show, I want you to call me. We're going to get you some help.
For real?
Yeah. Yep.
Well, and
Thank you,
here's
Cary.
the you got the first step down. You're not hiding it. I guess if there's anything that I can come out of this interview today is that don't hide it. Don't hide it. Deal with it. What's in front of you. Take personal responsibility for your life, because you got a daughter, Blake. And I know, I'm sure I met you. And the other thing I really, really want you to grasp in this is you are not the only one. You are not the only one out there dealing with this. And some of Kelsey's closest friends in his life and in his world growing up are still dealing with it right now.
Absolutely.
So I know you guys. I know you guys are
So
out there.
you've been to Kelsey's funeral. We don't want to go to yours.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
And your daughter needs you around.
Yeah, she's only 7 weeks old, and I got sober for her when my girlfriend was pregnant. I got sober and stayed clean 6 months. I didn't go to rehab. I didn't go to jail, and none of that. I just went into the AA meetings and did what I could. But after being strung out for so long, and then having the responsibility of a child and going to work every day, I snapped, and now I'm paying the consequences for it. So I appreciate you being able to help me,
I'll
Cary.
tell you what, being clean is getting clean is kind of easy. You just got to change everything.
Right.
Your friends, your playground, your toys, everything.
Right.
So we'll talk after. I want you got my cell number, so give me a call
You got
when
it.
you're done. And by the way, anyone that wants help, you can call 1-800-367-8336, and that's the Action Helpline, and we'll be able to direct you somewhere that'll help you. Thanks for calling, Blake. I'll talk to you soon. This
You
is
got it. You guys
Families-
have a good day.
Awesome, Blake.
This is Families in Action on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. When we come back, Garrett, you're on.